Hello everyone, I am Minkle, Marketing Head at MoogleLabs, and it is with great pleasure that we host you today for the webinar ML Recommendation System Increase Revenue Multifold with the Right Tools with Mr. Atirek Gupta and Nikhil Sharma, AI ML Engineers at MoogleLabs. To start, I will take a few minutes to talk about our organization, explain the format of today's webinar. Founded by seasoned IT professionals, Mughal Labs specialize as accelerators and developers in future technologies to enable digital transformation. We are established in Canada with our development centers in India and Australia. Our experts have helped several clients globally improve their business operations using AI, ML, DevOps, blockchain, data science, Web 3.0, and metaverse. If you need services in this niche, we would be happy to connect with you at an individual level to discuss the work in detail. As for the webinar, firstly, Mr. Atirek Gupta and Mr. Nikhil Sharma will give a presentation on ML recommendation system on behalf of Mughal Labs and discuss its overall potential. The webinar will take around 30 to 45 minutes. Then all the participant can take some time to ask industry specific questions. Please feel free to add your questions to the chat as they arise. The expert will address them at the end. Also, if you can please keep your screens on to see the presentation as our speaker goes through the various points. Now let's welcome our expert engineers to take over the screen.
Thank you so much, Minkle, for such a lovely introduction. Hello, everyone. This is Atirek Gupta, AIML engineer at Mughal Labs. With me is Nikhil, who is one of our prestige developers and who is a core member of our development team. Nikhil, please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Nikhil Sharma and I am machine learning engineer with Moogle Labs. So today, me and my friend, so we will discuss with you very interesting topic in this session. So please stay on the line till then.
So, as Nikhil suggested, that we are going to discuss ML recommendation system, increase revenue multifold with the right tools. And this system is very common these days. Many OTT platforms and e-commerce platforms use this service to grow their system, grow their user base, and grow their revenue initially. So today we'll be discussing these key points in this presentation, which is what is a recommendation engine, its various types. We have also demonstrated one of the industrial application, taking one very uh, common example from our day-to-day lives. And then we have implementation by Mughal Labs, as we are a development company, a software development company, which deals in various technologies, leading technologies like AI, ML, blockchain, metaverse. So we are continuously developing these kinds of softwares for for our prestigious clients, and also outsource these services. So if you want to extract the correct crux of this presentation, please stay tuned till the end, as industrial application and implementation by Mughal Labs is very interesting topic, and you, you will learn a lot more about recommendation system. And this is what I that's why this is because I'm saying that of two reasons. Because one, it is an implementation from very common platforms which we use in our day-to-day life. And secondly, it's the implementation which may be sounding you very technical and you know very out of this world, that what they will be talking about, it's made very simple by me and my colleague. So stay tuned till the end. So let's talk about what is a recommendation engine. So as the first line of this presentation states, that it is a software tool that analyzes user data and make predictions about users, what they are likely to be interested in, so and what they are going to react based on their previous activity. So as we are talking about recommendation, so recommendation means recommending something. Like if I have been to a restaurant, like in physical, if we talk about a day-to-day example, if I have been to a restaurant, I like the food which I have uh, eaten over there, or I like the services which they offered me, so I'll recommend one of my friends that you can go take your family to that restaurant. It's a very good restaurant. So this thing is done in OTT platforms, e-commerce websites, and even job portals are doing this nowadays, practicing this, as technology has evolved in past few days a lot. And with the upbringing of AI, this has given these portals a power to recommend users based on their interests, based on their user activity, based on their interaction with that platform. Recommendation engines, as stated in the second point, are widely used in e-commerce, social media, and content platforms to improve user engagement. As we all know, every OTT platform, social media, e-commerce, and every other service in the market present are increasing their user base. And not only their user base, they are also increasing user retention, because they know the value of their users, and so do Mughal Labs know know their value of their clients, and so on. We also do this by our pre-built recommendation engine in our services. Moving forward, we have different types of recommendation engine. So the first type is content based filtering, second is collaborative filtering, and third is hybrid filtering. So Nikhil would like to explain these a lot in detail. So handing over to Nikhil.
Thank you, Atirek. As that my friend mentioned that what is recommendation engine. Now I'm going to discuss with you how to build and how it work. So as you usually seen in the various platform like LinkedIn, Messenger, Spotify, and another e-commerce platform, and their products on the basis of user preference and interest. So now the question is arise how these magical things happens. So these magical things happens with the help of deep learning and machine learning algorithms. So we are used to build a recommendation engine. So now I'm discuss with you main three core parts in a recommendation engine. So the first core part in recommendation engine is content based recommendation engine. The content based recommendation engine to recommend the items to the users on their past behaviors and actions. For example, if a user has watched several drama movies, then our systems recommend the another drama movies. As you look on the picture, for example, the user A like a drama and action movie, and the second one also they like a drama movie, and our engine are able to recommend the another movies on their past behaviors and actions. So this is example of content based recommendation engine. And now I will discuss with you advantages and disadvantages of content based filtering. The main advantages of content based filtering is a personalization. So this system is good for the personalization. So the user based on their past behavior or preference, so it recommend the items that are similar to what users have previously songs interest in that platforms, and this increase the likelihood of users engaging with the recommended content. So now I'm discuss about the disadvantages of content-based filtering. The main disadvantages of content-based filtering: when new instance, new objects come to the platforms, so that times they have no any past behaviors, action, and history about the users. So that's time our engines suffering issue. So now, so we are going to a next main types. So the next type is collaborative based filtering in a recommendation engine. So the collaborative based filtering is also use the approach of content. They also use the approach of content, but the plus things is it is also work on the similarity. So this approach is work on the content plus a user similarity, and then we call it as collaborating filtering recommendation engine. So as you look on the picture, for example, a girl like the actions and the drama movie, and another boy also like a movie drama and actions. So when a girl watch a new drama movie, then that movie also recommend to the user being. So this is the examples of collaborating filtering, and that the real examples are as you look on the Netflix. So this is an example of collaborating filtering, and now I'm discuss about demerits and merits about the collaborating filtering. So the first advantages of collaborating filtering. So in this system, we do not require to understand the content. In this system, we does not necessary to tell the whole story about the items like genres, types, and so on. So uh, in this approach, no item cold start problem. So basically, the cold start problems when the new instance come into the platforms, so that time we have no any past behaviors, no history, so that time we are facing the cold start problems. But in collaborating filtering, it improved that issue. So this is a good one. And the next one is capture the change in user interact over the time. So this engine is focusing the solely on the content, does not provide any flexibility on the user perspective and their preference. So now we are moving to the disadvantages. So the disadvantages is the cold start problem. So that describes the difficulty of collaborating filtering, making recommendation when the users on the product are new. So when the new products are comes to the platform, so that time we are facing this issue, and the scalability. So when the number of users increase and the amount of data is expand, so that time we are facing the issue regarding to the scalability in this approach. So now we are moving to the main and very essential recommendation engine approach. So the this is main, and the third one is hybrid recommendation engine. So it is the combination of content based filtering and the collaborating based filtering. As you look on the picture, so the for example the researcher, the firstly we find the interest to the researcher by apply the content based filtering, and we also uh, we also get the take a ratings, and that ratings help to predict the papers which paper researcher like. So this is the combination of content and collaborative filtering to help to build a very accurate engine. So with the help of hybrid based recommendation engine. Now we are moving to the merits and demerits about the hybrid filtering. So the first one is the improve. So it improved the recommendation engine like accuracy, and it also overcoming the problem of cold start problems, as I earlier mentioned that, and now it also handling the sparsity, and so this when there may not be enough data to make accurate recommendation for some users or items. So the hybrid approach can use content-based filtering to provide recommendation in these cases. So now we are talking about disadvantages. The disadvantages, we are also facing the disadvantages in this approach. So the first one is complexity. It increased the complexity and the maintenance. The maintenance is also difficult in this approach, and the data integrations, and still we are also facing the issue with the cold start problems. The cold start. problems which occur when there is not enough users or items data available to make accurate recommendation. So this can be especially challenging for a new product or service. So this is the main types we are using in our recommendation engine to build a system to suggest the things for our users. So on the basis of their previous history. So now I'm going to hand over the next slide to my friend.
Yeah, as Nikhil mentioned, the types, and he explained each and every type with their advantages and disadvantages. From talking about all of those three types, they were developed back in 2010, and still then, till now, it has been around 12 to 13 years, and there has been a drastic change in this ML recommendation systems. Earlier, content-based filtering was the only filtering which was used and which was practiced. Then, based on its disadvantages, many other approaches were tried, and the developers and researchers collaboratively found a new technique which was collaborative filtering. And collaborative filtering was overcoming the disadvantages which content based filtering was offering. And basically, the demerit of content based filtering is that if a new user enters into the platform, the platform does not have any past history of that particular user. So it was failing to recommend him something new, or based on his likes or dislikes, it was not able to predict what product he could buy or what movie he could watch. So that was the thing the companies were facing, and they developed a collaborative filtering based on which similar user activity was tracked, and based on that, the recommendations were happening. And it was a quite big useful approach, as it was considering, if we talk about the percentage from 2010 to 2022 till date, so 41% times 41% researches are happened on collaborative filtering. So that's a huge mark that collaborative filtering has taken, and then hybrid filtering came into place. So now talking about the industrial applications, like companies like Netflix, Meta, Naukri.com and Big Basket do this, and retain your time, retention time of users. So the main goal of these platforms, even YouTube has a specific algorithm based on which it increases the user retention time. The more you spend time on YouTube, the more they generate revenue. That's the simple basic business principle they are following. And today we have cracked one of those algorithms which are being used by our favorite product Instagram, on which we are maybe spending an hour or 2 hour on that Instagram portal. And let me tell you one interesting fact that me and my friend were sharing reels to each other every day. So one thing I noticed in that reel which I was sharing to my friend, that he has already liked it before I was even sending it to him. So the Instagram already knows that we too like the similar content, and it's already in his profile before me sharing it to him. So what they are doing is they are generally using my previous behavior, previous my user, as if I am a user, they're using my user based data, like how I'm behaving with their platform, how I'm controlling their features which they have given me, what I'm doing, what type of pictures I'm liking, what I'm disliking, what I'm in not interested, what I'm sharing. So all these things are being captured, the user activity is being captured continuously every second on their platform, in their cloud database data lakes. Based on those data lakes, they are recommending my friends, my people who are in my friend list, in my following list, they are getting same sort of content, even I'm not sharing them the same content. So that's how they're doing it, and I'll be explaining you how they are doing this with a very simple basic layman language. And I hope this will find you interesting, because I if this thought came into my mind, many of you have given it a thought, that how they are able to recommend me so so precisely and so well, that which content I am watching, which type of content I am liking. like comedy, fitness, food vlogging, etc. and etc. So let's move to the explanation. So let's take an example of a content creator, Abhishek. Abhishek is a content creator on Instagram who creates contents, let's say, on fitness. Okay. So he's creating, continuously creating the fitness content. And one day what happens is that he got, earlier he was just getting that 100 views, 200 views, 300 views. And suddenly in one night, what happens is that he got 10,000 views on his uh, one video which he created. And another thing which happened to him was he got around 5 to 6,000 likes, 1 to 2,000 comments. So he was surprised. So I would like to explain you how Instagram did this to his profile. So what they are basically doing is that Abhishek created the content and posted it on the Instagram. So what Instagram does is now they have that particular content in their database now. So they have basically developed an vision algorithm, a NLP based algorithm. These two algorithms are developed by them. The task of these two algorithms is that to visually and semantically analyze the content which is created by Abhishek and find the correct audience for that. So basically what the vision algorithm is doing, that vision algorithm is the video is passed through that vision algorithm, right? And what vision algorithm is doing, that it's assuming that it's a fitness video based on the motions, based on the gym, based on object detection and the movement of Abhishek performing some exercise or teaching some exercise. And the NLP based algorithm, NLP stands for natural language processing. So NLP based algorithm, what it's doing is when the video is passed through it, the song, the if he's teaching something, the sound, his vocals are captured. Based on that, the vocals are converted into text, and that text determines if that content belongs to the similar as per vision, right? So both of them matches through cosine similarity concept, or we can say k nearest neighbor concept. We can use different other algorithms as well. We'll not talk about that because it's going to be too technical. So based on these two algorithms, a perfect target audience is decided for Abhishek's video. Now, what Instagram do is, based on that target audience, a small segment of that target audience is picked up randomly and the content is pushed to their feeds, right? And now the recommendation starts. So what Instagram does is they try to analyze the user activity on which on that segment, target audience segment, users, they try to analyze what they are doing, how many likes Abhishek's video is getting, how many comments they are doing, how many shares they are basically doing, what is the retention time, what is the if they are reacting it, if there is a comment thread going on, like if a comment is there, so if they are replying, and if Abhishek is replying, and in how many time the comments have reached at a particular threshold, or the likes have reached a particular threshold of that particular segment. Then based on that segment, the content is recommended to other users as well, based on a hybrid recommendation engine, as the content need to be recommended based on both collaborative filtering, means similar users which are watching that type of content. If Abhishek's uh, content is fitness, so if Atirek, like me, likes fitness content, so that should be recommended to me. And if my friend Ishan is interested in fitness content, so that should be recommended to him as well. And based on content based filtering as well, like similar content viewers, like if an Arushi likes fitness contents as well, she keeps on visiting fitness profile, so that content should be posted at her feed as well. So this whole process tends to increase the retention time of Arushi, Ishan, Atirek and several other users. Based on what, if I had decided that I want to spend 15 minutes on Instagram, by doing Instagram doing this whole process, they increase my retention time from 15 to 30. That is almost 100%, they are increasing my retention time. So based on this, in middle of the whole of this process, what they are doing, Instagram is an advertising platform as well. So people spend money on Instagram to advertise their softwares, their services, their products, their merchandise, their thrift stores, and whatsoever. Even profiles are being pushed, like someone wants a lot of likes based on, so he'll pay Instagram, and Instagram will push his profile through ads, via ads. And Facebook ads is a concept which is being used over here. So what they are doing, they're retaining my time and showing in that retained time, that which is increased by 100%, they're showing me specific ads based on my interaction. Like if I like fitness content, they'll be showing me some local gym near my home or near my office, or they'll be showing some fitness products, some protein supplements or something like that. And some random ads are also being shown to us. That also user activity is being tracked over there, because they want to analyze how I am reacting to that ads, and based on those analyses as well, they are recommending more of it. So that's how Instagram is a very social platform for advertising. And these days and freelancing and these influencers get lot on Instagram. They get paid high salaries to mark their product and advertise their product. So that's how it's working. So there is also a conspiracy theory that Instagram can also trigger our mics and cameras. They can, even if uh, the app is off, they can trigger that mic and can listen to us. So that's a conspiracy theory. I'm pretty sure my most of you might have heard that many people have experienced this thing, that they were talking about some sort of product which they have never searched on Google, they have never searched on Amazon, they have never searched it even on Instagram, but they were getting recommendations of it. So this was the conspiracy theory. It was pretty interesting to me. I read a whole blog onto it. So that's the very much interesting part of recommendation engine. So talking about implementation by Mughal Labs, so we have also developed a recommendation engine which is a job recommendation engine, and Nikhil, being the core developer of that project, will demonstrate. So I'll be stop sharing my screen and allow Nikhil to show what we have developed as Mughal Labs, and it's quite interesting. So let's give it a look.
Thanks, Atirek. So now I'm going to sharing with you a real scenario. So in this project, me and my team members are working. So basically, this is a recommendation engine, and this recommendation engine are help to the job seekers and the recruiters. So this engine are help to the people uh, to get the jobs. So basically, the functioning, how's it work? So firstly, we go to the recommendation engine, job recommendation engine. So when we go to the job recommendation engine, so this page, a users select a resume on his drive. Okay, so now select any uh, resume. So I select this resume. So click on the submit button, and now our model is start working. So it recommend the jobs. So regarding to this resume preference and entities. So wait a minute. So now it recommend the top three recommend a job to the candidate. So like a Java engineer and the Nokia engineer and SAP consultant. So uh, based on their preference, so this recommend. So now we are going to the candidate recommendation engine. So this candidate recommendation is good for the recruiters. So they select the candidates. So which candidate is fit for uh, jobs. So firstly we go. So now we are right on the job title. For example, I select the deep learning. Uh, I go through with the data scientist, and so now I write on the Python job description. Python and machine learning. Click, click on the enter button and our model start working. So this model recommend the candidate on the basis of job titles and descriptions. So they recommend top three candidates. So their name, mobile, email, and also we download their resumes. So this is a demo of recommendation engines. So in this project, me and my team members are working. So this is the uh, first part of this product, and currently we are working on the second part. So the second part is the chatbot, and a person comes and communicate with the chatbot, and the chatbot recommend the jobs and candidates to the recruiters. So this is the demo from our side. So now I'm going to the hand over next slide to my friend.
So yeah, that was the core product which we are building for one of our prestigious clients. And Nikhil, being the core development member, explained you very well that how that we are able to build a recommendation engine which is recommending you jobs based on your resume, just your resume. Like I mentioned in my previous example of Instagram, like they have a natural language system through which first the content is being passed, and that natural language is extracting some of the key features of that video and using that to determining that particular segment. So same natural language processing algorithm we are implementing in our resume studying. So basically what is happening at the backend, let me explain you in a very common in my reference to my previous example. So we are using over here, Instagram was using computer vision algorithm and NLP algorithm as well, but here we are using simply an NLP algorithm. The NLP algorithm is doing extracting each and every feature basically means like the name of the candidate, the email, the experience he's having in previous, whether he has done an internship or not, uh, what skills do he pursue, like hobby and hobbies, what hobbies he have, and what are the other other key things which we are happening. And then a data analysis is done on that NLP. Based on that, the recommendation is being done from our job portal database where various jobs are being posted and their JD is being analyzed. And when the JD is matching the requirement from the resume of the candidate which have extracted, so that's how the top three recommendations are being generated. We can also generate many more recommendations, but the top three is due to the requirement of the client. So that's how we can also generate 10, 20, even 30 based on the resume, based on the jobs we are having in our database. So as I want to discuss one interesting thing moving further is that everyone knows the Twitter as a platform, and it's a basically tweet sharing platform, and it's also a video and image sharing platform as well. Many controversies happens on Twitter, and one of the biggest controversy was Elon Musk, and later he became the owner of that. He was holding the proper company shares, and everything happened. It was a big news, and CEO got fired and everything happened. So I hope Twitter don't need any introduction. So what they have recently done, they have taken a very crucial and important, and I will be saying that it's a very fulfilling step towards the development community. What they have done is that they have open sourced their algorithm, the Twitter recommendation algorithm, based on which they were working from so long. And now it is available on this link, which I have mentioned in my presentation. It's even if you go on Google and write Twitter, the algorithm, you will find GitHub links where the Twitter itself, the official account of Twitter has published open source the their algorithm, and they have explained and each and every walkthrough of their particular code. And now they have also raised some around 232 issues which they are offering the developer community to help them and collaborate with them and solve them on a big level. So we as Mughal Labs have taken an initiative, and this is an open source activity from our side. So if anyone interested in joining our this open source activity can ping us on LinkedIn and can connect with us, and we collaboratively can build a recommendation and solve those issues with Twitter is facing, and also can implement the Twitter algorithm and learn a lot from that GitHub repository which this link contains. It will help you in two ways. Once, if you are a business owner, then you must know what other your competition is doing, or what you should keep a check on your competition, or what other people, basically I would not say competition, but other people are doing in the industry in which you are. So I would highly recommend you to connect with us and take high participation in this open source activity with us. And that's all on in this presentation from our side. Before running into any discussions, I would like to take screen off from for some time and allow Minkle to introduce some important key features of the service.
Hello everyone, it's me again. Before we move to the question answer round, I would like to take a few minutes of your time to talk about our company, Mughal Labs, for those who have joined bit late. Mughal Labs is a brainchild of experienced IT professionals who work towards the digital transformation of their clients' business operations using the latest technology like AI, ML, DevOps, blockchain, and data science. Through this webinar, we aim to help others know the power of the latest technology. And if you need an IT company that supports this technology, we would be happy to decode innovation and improve your business efficiency. Now that's out of the way, Nikhil and Atirek can take over from here and answer the questions in the chat.
Yeah, so people who have any questions regarding our presentation, or what any sort of discussion they want to do, can drop their questions in the chat, and we can share our views and answer your queries. So Ojha Ojha Surbi is asking, what is cold start? Nikhil, would you like to answer that?
The cold start is a problem when a new user come to the platform. So that times we have no any previous history and data about that users and items. So that's time we are facing that issue. We called as cold start problem.
Hope Survi, that answers your question. Any other? Shivani Khair is saying hi. Hello, Shivani. Can AI/ML help identify person's thought process? Yes, Shivani. AI/ML can identify a person's thought process because, as we discussed, that the platform is using our previous data, previous interaction with that platform. So it briefly knows that where we are going to click, where we are going to, like, if I give you a small example, like if you must have gone to Amazon, right? What Amazon do is that if I am buying a product that ranges from which is above 5,000, right? If I am buying a 6,000 rupees t-shirt, or 5,000 rupees shoes, or 7,000 rupees jeans, so it will continuously show me that it now it knows that this person has the capability to spend this much amount of money. So I think I should send him or recommend him these high owned products. On the other hand, if I am buying 700 rupees t-shirt or 800 rupees t-shirt, I am not that rich, I have a limited budget. So the recommendation knows that you ask that person's thought process, that this is a particular thought process, that I want this budgeted t-shirt or this budgeted shoes in under this. So it will only recommend me that local products, or the services which or the products which are under comes into my range. comes in under my thought process. It will not recommend me that 5,000 rupees t-shirt or that 7,000 rupees t-shirt. S- So yeah, I hope that helps, Shivani. Yeah. Anush is asking that while collecting data, do you maintain user privacy? If yes, then how? So Nikhil, would you like to answer that?
Yes. So when we collect a data from the user, so that times we just node to node connect. So that times are we are take we try. So that times we try to do not reveal that data to the another users. So we just collect data, and so that data we feed in our algorithms, and that so that algorithms are have to predict the items and the things on their users interest and taste.
Basically, what happens is that while data collection, we are maintaining the user privacy because first of all, we take permission from the user itself while using the app that whether he is comfortable or not sharing the data with us. If he doesn't share, if it doesn't allow us to, extract that particular data, we are not allowed to do that, first of all. And second of all, many of these recommendation algorithms target the user interaction data rather than any personal information of user because we want we want to recommend that we want to recommend the user based on his activity with the particular platform. If you are using an iOS device, so what happens is that nowadays that it recommend whenever I install, as I have an iOS device, so whenever I install another app, a new app which is not being pre-installed in my, I have never installed it. So what it does is it's first opens a dialog box and asks me a question whether you will allow this app to track your activity through other apps as well. So there are ask app not to track or allow. So if I allow, then it will definitely able to penetrate through my privacy and everything because the user is admitting to that. So there's user content, user concern. So user can also switch that off. It's totally depend on to the user, but main recommendation is done based on the interaction of the platform. It's if it's platform specific. If it's ad specific, then yes, we have to penetrate through some of this personal things of the user, like what he is interacting, what he is searching on the internet, what is the metadata of that particular person, and what searches he has done on Google. And that is also done through cookies, most of the time metadata, and also concern of user is taken before doing that. So the laws are being protected. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So Shivani Kher is asking, I want to integrate AI ML in a mental health app. How can Mughal help me with what features? Yeah, so Shivani, if you want to integrate AI/ML in a mental health app, so we have a very wonderful team of developers who can do this based on as per your question with what features. So in mental health app, we can develop chatbot, which can be a consulting chatbot, which can recommend users based on their mental state. Like if their mental state is very depressing or something like that, then the data based on the data of such users, the app can recommend or chat with that user and recommend him some sort of playful games which will reduce his depression, anxiety, and something like that. Based on the requirement, it depends, totally depends on your requirement as well, Shivani. Like how, what basically you want us to implement it. Some basic implementation is that pre-consulting. Like if you have a subscription based model and you want to offer some free consulting services, then that app can be done via a chatbot, which is a generative chatbot, something similar like ChatGPT, but here it's a closed domain approach. So we will be totally focusing on mental health app, mental health status of particular users. Some sort of questions will be asked based on some sort of data or as per doctor, because here many health concerns are and laws are comes into place. Sure, we'll help you with that. Please connect with us on LinkedIn or any other or our personal Instagram portfolios. We'll surely help you with that.
To receive updates on our latest webinars and services and more, do not forget to follow us on LinkedIn, and also please drop your email address in the chat and we will keep you posted about that latest events. Thank you everyone for joining the webinar.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day ahead.